Wahpeton Huskies football is on the air. Tonight's I3G Sports Network broadcast is brought to you by Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Country Financial Agent Casey Formanet, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Gripper Sports Store, Hike Camp Construction, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Nodak Insurance Agent Carson Zarek, Optimum Rehab, Ottertail Power Company, OSPTI, Quality Toyota, Ready, Red River Agency, Red River Grain, Smith Motors, State Farm Agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Superior Builders, Titan Machinery, and Twin Town Villa. Now here's KBMW's Robert Wanick.
Welcome home, Huskies. It is 2025 homecoming night, and it's a great night for Wahpeton to get right. 0-3 tonight against Bismarck St. Mary's, also coming in here winless. And you know what? A big game for both teams. The only thing better than playing homecoming game on your home field is playing another team on their homecoming game. Who doesn't love spoiling the fun? So Bismarck St. Mary's is going to try to do that, and Wahpeton comes into this game with a ton of momentum after a 6-point loss where they pushed number 5 ranked Devils Lake to the brink on the road nonetheless, led by sophomore quarterback Jack Gilbertson, who came back from a shoulder injury that he had treated in the offseason to light up the Firebirds defense. We got some music playing up here in the press box. I'd like to throw out a disclaimer here to our friends at YouTube. We do not own the rights. It just so happens to be playing in the background. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick this off with a Wade Gilbertson interview from the Giant Sports Show on Saturday. He's going to talk about that great battle at Devils Lake, and he's going to tell us a little bit about homecoming, give you all the insights. When we come back after Wade's interview, we're going to break down some stat reports. We got some graphics, a nice photo that we were able to get from the super talented Alexis Peterson. We'll talk about Mike Peterson, his emergence as the lead back, Braden Steffens, his career game at wideout, and of course, the man under center controlling the offense, Jack Gilbertson, 4 touchdowns last week. So stay tuned. But first, let's hear from head coach Wade Gilbertson. It is Huskies homecoming on KBMW and KBMW News Live YouTube, streaming in high definition.
Guys couldn't come up with the victory last night, unfortunately, but a heck of an effort from your guys, 34-28 against one of the top teams in the state, Devils Lake. In Devils Lake, mind you.
Yeah, it was their first home game of the season. It was their homecoming. They were pretty fired up about that. They came off of a big win against Central Cass, the number 3 team in the state. No idea where they're ranked, no idea where anybody's ranked. I really don't care at this point. But we went up there, and I thought that we were ready to play, and it was a little bit of a different vibe I felt from my team and our team last night than it was at Watford City. We were ready to play, ready to go, and we came out and executed much better last night. At least on the offensive side of the ball, we executed much better. Now our defense has been playing pretty well the first couple of weeks. I mean, well-ish the first couple of weeks, and last night finally our offense started to execute a little bit better than they had in the first 2 weeks. So.
Gotcha. And tell me a little bit about the season debut for Jack Gilbertson. First game starting at quarterback, played with receiver for you guys last year.
Yes.
Correct. I just wanted to make sure to clarify
Yes,
for the viewers, or for the listeners, of how tough that is to get your first ever start at QB. And boy, did he perform. 3 passing touchdowns, all to Braden Steffens as well, and also ran one in himself. So tell me about how that kind of gave you guys a shot in the arm for the offense.
Yeah, I think it did. I think execution-wise, I think it helped. I think that he has a command of what's going on. I think he understands, obviously, living at home with me. He understands what's going on offensively because he's always asking questions, almost to the point of annoyance. But, I think he was excited for it. He's been waiting for it a long time. He obviously wanted to be the quarterback even last season. And of course the surgery in the off season and whatnot caused a little hiccup, but he's been waiting for it for a long time, and I thought that he handled it well. I thought maybe there was a point where he was going to be too hyped up, and my advice to him was just, hey, let the game come to you and just go let it loose and have fun. And I thought that he did that. One of his best friends in life, Braden Steffens, he threw 3 touchdown passes to him. It's not like that's the first time he's ever thrown a ball to Braden Steffens. They've been throwing the ball around since they were little guys. So it comes natural to those guys. So I thought that our offense clicked because of that. Now, offensively, we stalled on a couple of drives, and I think we were our own worst enemy last night. We were driving the ball in the third and fourth quarter for a score, and then once we get into the red zone, close to the gold zone, it's a mistake here, it's a penalty there, and all of a sudden now we're backed up at 2nd and 24. It's kind of shot ourselves in the foot there a little bit, not being able to punch that drive in late in the second half.
Gotcha. And tell me a little bit about, I know you were talking about the connection that him and Braden have,
Yeah.
but a little bit about how Braden has been able to still perform 3 touchdowns when the whole defense, I'm assuming, is keying on you, playing over the top on him. And tell me a little bit about how he's adjusting to that.
Well, he is somebody that you can teach something to, and he's going to remember it. He's not going to go out in the game and then just lose all focus. He's pretty well grounded as a young man, as an athlete. Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He catches a touchdown pass, and he'll give high fives and whatnot, but he's not going to yell and scream and get kind of crazy and loud. And I think that's why he's who he is. And he, under the tutelage of Ryan Smith and Casey Materi, our wide receiver coaches, we knew that we were going to get a lot of man defense on him, which to me is just kind of crazy when it comes to Braden Stephens. I mean, you're going to man him up and you're going to play 5 yards off of him. I would simply say thank you, and our quarterback would probably simply say thank you. And so we worked this week a lot, or his coaches with him worked this week a lot on his best possible man-to-man moves. And you've seen him on the basketball court when he can shift gears and he can change directions, and he's got that quick first step. I mean, that alone, just his ability like that in basketball, if somebody's going to play man-to-man on him, he's going to give his best basketball head bob, and he's going to be off to the races. And then Jack put a couple of nice balls on him, and he made some really, really nice routes. He ran some very, very nice routes. We condensed our formations a little bit every once in a while to try to get him open as well, try to get him lost in the trash, and he did, and we delivered some nice balls to him. And he's the kind of guy that.
All right, kind of a little bit of interference here on Gilby's interview, so we're just going to cut that short here and get into the rest of the programming. As you heard, Braden Stephens with a massive game last week. And with that being said, let's jump right into our first stat report of the day, and we'll talk all about the game at Devil's Lake. A big performance for the Huskies going against a top 5 team in the state. So taking a look at the stats from last week, 34-28 loss on the road. It was tied up 21-21 at the break. Huskies with 207 passing yards in Jack Gilbertson's first career start. That's good for 20.7 yards per completion. So we're not talking about dink and dump stuff on the flats. We're talking about stretching the field and dissecting the Devil's Lake defense. And Jack Gilbertson looked extremely good. I was in the studio running the board when we took the Devil's Lake radio call, and they got in the red zone, and the first thing I heard was snap over Jack Gilbertson's head about 15 yards back. He picks it up, scrambles left, 21-yard touchdown, and I said, this kid is the truth, and he had a great game. 4 touchdowns, 87 rush yards for the Huskies, just 3.5 yards a pop. So they're going to need to improve on that today to take a little bit of the load off of Jack Gilbertson and also open up the passing game. And that's how you do it, by running the ball. So Gilbertson, 10 of 16 passing, just surgical. 207 pass yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 1 interception. Took a big hit to the rib cage trying to stretch one to the end zone. He was able to pop back up, and no worse for the wear, and finish the game. And he had 19 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. There was an issue with the Wahpeton film, so some of the film went down, and they only have a portion of the game up, so I wasn't able to go back and study the film. I'm assuming he lost quite a few yards on sacks, because in high school, if you get sacked, that goes against your rushing yardage. So 54 yards on the ground, a touchdown in total. 261 yards, 4 touchdowns. Braden Stephens, 6 grabs. He turned those into 178 yards. That's a career high, 29.6 yards per catch. 3 touchdowns for Stephens. And on defense, he was great as well. 6 tackles and an interception. And Braden Stephens came up with all 3 of those touchdown grabs in the first half. So it was Devil's Lake 21, Braden Stephens 21. Taking a look at the other contributors on your State Farm stat report presented by your local agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. Michael Peterson, the lead back in this offense, he didn't get many touches. That may have been game script because he was averaging a good yard per touch. 5 attempts for 35 yards. He saved that energy for defense, where he led the team with 9 tackles, and he had the only sack of the game. So Michael Peterson playing well on both sides of the ball last week. Isaiah Brushard at his linebacker spot doing what he does, 8 tackles. That tied with defensive back Caden Barth. Cooper Kuhlmo, wide receiver, defensive back. He had 2 more grabs for 21 yards. He also added 3 tackles. Aiden Bonchez stepped up from his D-back spot, 4.5 tackles. Hunter Belke picked up 3 tackles on the line, and as did Trayton King. So that's how the Huskies go last week. A pretty good performance against Devils Lake, but they fall 34-28, and they go to 0-3 on the season. Taking a look at the second stat report of the pregame show, let's take a look at Mike Peterson. This photo by Alexis Peterson. Thank you so much for sharing your talents with KBMW. And Michael Peterson back in Week 2 against Watford City, a crushing 39-12 road loss to the Wolves. But Michael Peterson shouldered the load in the backfield. 26 carries, 121 yards, both career highs, and his first touchdown of the season. So Mike goes over the century mark for the first time in Week 2. And it's just been a breakout campaign for Michael Peterson, trying to fill the big shoes of Trayton Mauck. And he's stepped up and handled all the carries, reminiscent of Chase Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals. In Week 1, Brown had 21 carries for 47 yards. But sometimes it's good to just get your lead back the ball and let them wear on the defense. It's about how they finish the runs. And Peterson can handle the carries, and when he keeps popping you in the pads, by the third or fourth quarter, defense starts to tire out. So that's a look at your State Farm stat report. Stats from Devils Lake. Braden Steffens and Jack Gilbertson connect for 3 touchdowns through the air. And Steffens comes up with an interception. Peterson comes up with a sack. And then the second stat report, we go back to Week 2. Michael Peterson's career game, 26 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Let's take our first break on the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmer for nearly 40 years. Can you imagine that, folks? So we'll take a quick break here, hear from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll talk about the Power Poll rankings and all of the Class 2A results from last week in North Dakota football. You're getting ready for Husky Homecoming on KBMW and KBMW News Live YouTube.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wahpeton, representing Auto Owners Insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wahpeton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
Is insurance just a monthly payment to you? If so, remember why it's really there. To protect the life you love. Choose a company that sees you more than a policy number. When you work with a Country Financial rep, you get more out of your insurance. More personalized home and car coverage to protect what matters most to you. More guidance without all the industry jargon. And more confidence that a real person will show up if something goes wrong. I'm Casey Formnak, your Country rep here in the Wahpeton area. I care about people in this community, and I'll take the time to get to know you so I can help protect you and your family. Call me at 701-353-6071 to experience more. Again, that's 701-353-6071.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Welcome back to the Voice of the Valley. I'm Robert Wanek, and thanks to all you Breck Cowboy fans. Your pregame starts at 6:30, also on KBMW News Live YouTube. Our resident road warrior, Turner Bluff, out in Wadena. Bleeding green tonight is the number 2 ranked Breckenridge Cowboys. That's right, in all of Class 1A football. Take a 3-0 record into Wadena. 6:30 pregame for that one. Once again, that's on our YouTube page as well if you're looking for Breck football. And they will kick off at 7 o'clock. Looking to move to 4-0 before they get a tough stretch to really prove their statewide number 2 ranking. Let's get back into the stats, folks, presented by Matt and Amanda Frederick at State Farm. We're going to play a couple highlights here on the YouTube stream, some plays of Braden Steffens' career game at wide receiver in Devils Lake. So Steffens so far in the year, 3 games, averaging over 100 yards per through the air, 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 of those coming last week. He opened up the season with a 94-yard, 1-touchdown performance, 30 yards in week 2, and then 178 last week. And as you see him get out in the open field on our YouTube page, getting into the soft spot of the zone defense, he runs his routes so well, and then he takes a great angle in the open field that makes tacklers just slide down his legs or bounce off him, and he's been great this year, and he's been confident as you see him signaling for a first down there. 6 catches, 178 yards, 3 touchdowns. Michael Peterson on the year, 236 rush yards and a touchdown. He had 80 yards on 18 carries in week 1, and he had a career-high 26 carries for a career-high 121 in week 2. And then last week, just 5 carries for 35 yards. Expect a much heavier dose of Mike Peterson tonight on this wet turf field, as we have gotten a lot of moisture today, as Mick Kerr on the Egg Central Weather Reports kept you up to date all afternoon on the AM station. And taking a look at Luke Anderson as well, sprained his ankle at Watford City and had to miss a large portion of that game. He has not missed any time, and he had a huge game at Watford City. This is a big number for a defensive lineman. 8 tackles. Those are linebacker numbers coming from 6'2", 260 Luke Anderson, who we just had on our Optimum Athletes segment. You can find that on our YouTube page. Turner Bloffice does a great job, presented by Optimum Rehab and Dr. Tony Eggeman. So Braden Steffens with a big game last week. One more time, let's put his highlights up. This first play is from week number 1, where Steffens gets in the middle of the defense, runs into the official, and still able to bobble the ball and haul it in and run for a touchdown. That was the first points of the season. And the next 2 highlights playing on our YouTube right now. He's got a crossing route over the middle, winds up in no man's land, sheds a tackler, and takes it to the house. So Braden Steffens, he's been all that and more, just as advertised this year. And we're getting ready for our Wahpeton Fantasy Football Draft, where Turner and I picked players dating back to 2006. That podcast is almost done, and that video will air at noon Saturday, September 27th on our YouTube. And Braden Steffens got some consideration, and I know he's only had one big year, his last year, where he had 7 receiving touchdowns as a junior and garnered an all-state selection. But I said, if you don't think he belongs among the top skill players of the past 2 decades, check back with me at the end of your senior year, or end of his senior year. You might change your mind, and I think he changed everybody's mind last week with a 3-tutty performance. Let's take a look at some more of the stats here on the Red River Grain pregame show, if I can track down where they're at. Okay, we'll get to those in a little bit. We'll jump into your Power Poll rankings first here. Taking a look at the Class 2A Week 3 results. Let's start off with your hometown Huskies. Devils Lake, who tied for number 5 in the latest rankings, 34, Wahpeton 28. Grand Forks Central Knights, 44. They're ranked number 3. They topped Dickinson, 44-21. Top-ranked Minot North just kept chugging along, 45-14 over number 4 Grand Forks Red River, last year's state runner-up. Number 2, Kindred, new to this class after getting bumped up after just running roughshod through the lower class. They beat Bismarck St. Mary's 34-7, the same St. Mary's team you'll see here tonight. And Central Cass tied for number 5 in the state, 27-18, grinded one out against Jamestown, a team that was able to grind one out here against Wahpeton despite trailing at the break. And let's take a look at the rankings, the Week 4 poll presented by the North Dakota Associated Press Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association. Minot North holding down that top spot at 3-0. Kindred coming in at number 2 again at 3-0. Minot North getting 14 of 16 first-place votes. The other 2 going to the Kindred Vikings. Grand Forks Central holds strong at number 3. They're 3-0. Devils Lake 2-1 after the win over Wahpeton. They go up a spot to number 4. And Central Cass hanging on there at number 5. They have sole possession of that spot now. They are 2-1. So that's a look at the Class 2A results from Week 3 and the rankings from the North Dakota Associated Press. And both teams we're going to see tonight, not in the rankings because they're 0-3, but a chance to turn their season around on Huskies homecoming night. Let's take another quick break. We are getting ever so close to kickoff here at 6:30 from Frank Verton Field. Huskies in Bismarck St. Mary's on AM 1450 and KBMW News Live YouTube.
A remodel, addition, or new construction resembles a puzzle. You look at the edges, the colors, and what you envision as a finished work of art. Showplace Cabinetry, available at Dakota Cabinetry, can help you worry about one last piece of the puzzle. Do you have a picture in mind? Dakota Cabinetry can make your next project complete by offering countertops, custom tile backsplashes, custom tile showers, and flooring too. Stop by our showroom located at 898 8th Avenue South in Wahpeton, or call 642-2100 to check out Showplace Cabinetry.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show. I'm Robert Wanick, getting ready for homecoming night as Wahpeton is looking to break an 0-3 start to the season against a fellow winless team in Bismarck St. Mary's. Could be a good one here, folks, and let's take a look at the extended stat report presented by Matt and Amanda Frederick at State Farm. Michael Peterson, 49 carries, 236 yards, and that's pretty good, 4.8 yards per carry. He's a north-south guy. We take a look at Beckett Price, however, for St. Mary's. He's turned 49 carries into 483 yards, so a player to watch. Price averaging almost 10 yards per tote out of the St. Mary's backfield. And they mix it up because they also have Zach Richter in there, 29 touches for $127. That's about 4.5 per carry. Passing game, Trayton King, who started the first 2 games of the season, serviceable job filling in for the incumbent Jack Gilbertson. 22 of 40, 294, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Gilbertson came back last week and diced it up. 10 of 16, 63% completion, 207, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And looking at the passing game for Bismarck St. Mary's, non-existent. Starting quarterback Tommy Wilson is just 14 of 35 through the air, 40%, 85 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. Jacoby Grimm has attempted 8 passes, completed 2 of them, just 8 yards, no touchdowns. So they have yet to strike through the air, so Wahpeton can key on the run and stack the box and let those Hogs go to work. Receiving numbers for Wahpeton, 302 yards for Steffens, 166 for Coolmo, who's really broken out this year, 22 for the tight end Brushard on 4 catches, and Michael Peterson, like I said, he's just a north-south runner. He only has 2 catches on the year. Let's jump into your Smith Motors keys to the game. Small town friendly, big town deals. Key to the game tonight is going to be to establish the run game. It's wet out there, and that doesn't really favor the players who are jump cut style guys as the rain starts coming down hard again. It doesn't favor the spin move, flashy players. It favors the guys who get in the hole and do the dirty work. And Michael Peterson, he's one of those guys, kind of like the John Riggins style Washington Redskins teams of decades past. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So if they can get Peterson in the gap, his style is suited for a brawl between the tackles, and I'd expect lots of carries for Michael Peterson. No other Huskies running back has gotten a single handoff this season. So Peterson could be in for a big day, well rested after just 5 carries last week for 35 yards at Devil's Lake. And the second key to the game for the Huskies tonight is just going to be to stop the run, because that's all they got to do. There is no passing threat from this team, probably the worst passing team in the class, and I don't say that as an insult. I just say that reading off the box score. They have not been able to draw anything up through the air. So stop the pass, you're in a good spot, and let Michael Peterson eat. Give the senior his roses on homecoming night and see if he can expand on that 121-yard performance he had in Week 2 at Watford City. Those are your Smith Motors keys to the game. Small town friendly, big town deals. And while we're at it, let's get into your injury report presented by CHI St. Francis Health. Landon Ralph, there's been some rumblings that he's thinking about getting surgery on his injured knee. I cannot confirm that for sure, but he is not available tonight. They were saying like at least being out for half the season is what they said initially, and we're at that point, and he's still on the mend with that knee injury. And Luke Anderson nursing an ankle. that he's been able to play through, and at 6'2", 260, that's not easy to move around for a big man, but that's exactly what he's been doing. So those are your injuries to look for. Landon Ralph is out. Luke Anderson, he's taped up and ready to rock on both sides of the line. Injury report presented by CHI St. Francis Health. We're going to take a quick break on the Red River Grain pregame show. When we come back, let's go through your starting lineups. They're going to introduce the Wahpeton Hall of Fame class here, which they are actually doing right now. It is Virgil Sturdivant, Janet Gaglin, Brad Ballweber, and it's those three. So they're getting introduced right now on the field. As part of the homecoming festivities, we'll have a little bit of an extended pregame and an extended halftime too, I believe. So let's get to the break. When we come back, starting lineups and Husky football on AM 1450 and KBMW News Live YouTube.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heitkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heitkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
Everybody likes discounts, and really, who doesn't want to save money, especially on their auto insurance? Hi, I'm Carson Zard, a Nodak Insurance Company agent in Wahpeton, North Dakota. Talk to me about how we can save you money by taking advantage of our multi-vehicle, multi-line, EFT, safe driver, and good student discounts. Call 701-642-9251 for your quote. I'm Carson Zard, your agent with answers. I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call for a quote today.
Recovering your health and getting back to your best life. That's what Quality Recovery from Optimum Rehab can do for you. Physical therapist Dr. Anthony Egeman will set up an individual plan to get you to your goals. He believes that this is the perfect way for you to recover your health. What you get with Optimum Rehab is time and attention, thorough assessments, and effective treatments. So if it's back pain, achy joints, recovery from surgery or injury, it's likely that physical therapy from Optimum Rehab can help. So take your life into your own hands with Optimum Rehab. Visit myoptimumrehab.com. Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.
All right, we're back, folks, after Addie Pickin delivers a booming rendition of the national anthem on homecoming night to get things started off with a bang. Let's get into your grip fit check, actually, before we get into the starting lineup, as we'll take a look at what the teams are wearing tonight. Bismarck St. Mary's, they got the Blizzard jerseys. I love it. All white, white caps, save for a blue stripe down the side. It should make it easy to read their numbers tonight. And the Huskies, not so much in the dark purple, but at least they have the white numbers with the gold trim as we get a quick look at their jerseys on the right side. Huskies, they're going purple on their homecoming night. Huskies' lid is also purple, and I do believe it's got a paw on the side. We are, about 20 miles away here in the press box. But Wahpeton, they're going with their primary color tonight, all purple. Wahpeton pants, also purple. And again, excuse me, Bismarck St. Mary's going all white out tonight. That is your Grip Fit Check. Swing by Gripper's Sports Store in Wahpeton. They got all your hometown Husky and Cowboy gear. They got a lot of sporting stuff, too. If you need a whistle for officiating, a lot of times they got that. They got baseball belts, all that stuff that the kids need. And they can do your custom embroidery and screen printing as well. So Grip Fit Check as we check out the jerseys. All purple for Wahpeton, all white for St. Mary's. Won't have a problem differentiating the two squads tonight as we get ready for homecoming at Frank Burton Field. And I always want to say John Randall Field just because I love post-20 baseball so much. But it is indeed Frank Burton Field, and it has a new turf surface. It is beautiful, also home to the NDSCS Wildcats. Let's take a look at your starting lineup presented by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, providing superior quality products while generating a positive return for their patrons. For your hometown Huskies, they will receive the football. Jack Gilbertson starting at QB, he's a sophomore. Michael Peterson, your senior running back. Braden Steffens, a senior wide receiver. Cooper Kuhlmo, second leading receiver on the team, he's a sophomore. Aiden Boncha is a junior wide receiver. Isaiah Brushert, a senior tight end. The line is Luke Anderson, senior. Elijah Robertson, sophomore. Hunter Belkey, another senior anchor. Rylan Flack, a big junior. And Isaac Anderson, a sophomore. And he'll be snapping the ball tonight. An important job for the 10th grader. Taking a look at Bismarck, let's take a look at their offense and defense. Roman Barnes, a senior at O-tackle. He'll be joined by Carter Mishlich, a senior O-tackle. At the guards, Drake Amon, a sophomore. Braden Rorrell, a senior. Ben Baumgartner, a senior. He's the nose guard, nose tackle. Jackson Barth at tight end. He's a senior. Dominic Zander, Brady Ruggles, senior wideouts. Zach Richter, a senior running back. Beckett Price, a junior running back. And those two have amassed for pretty much 99.9% of the offense this year. Tommy Wilson at QB. Rough start for him so far, and the rain's coming down, so it's going to be a tough passing night most likely for both squads. Tommy Wilson is a junior. Kicker is Asher Coughlin. Kick return is Beckett Price and Brooks Armstrong. On the defensive side of the ball at the end spots, Carter Mishlich and Jackson Barth. Zach Long at nose guard, Zach Richter and Dominic Zander, inside linebackers. On the outside of the middle row, it's Bennett Grimm and Vincent Langenfelder. Jacoby Grimm at strong safety. The corners are Peyton Copy and Cale Burns. And the free safety patrolling the back line is Marcus Anderson, punter and punt returner, Beckett Price. So those are your Farmers Union Oil, the Southern Valley starting lineups. As you can see, the rain dousing Frank Burton Field at Earl Skip Butte Alumni Stadium. One more break. When we come back, it's kickoff. Husky homecoming, hoping to shake the kennel tonight and mush past St. Mary's on AM 1450 and KBMW News Live YouTube.
OSPTI promotes specialized and extended training of therapists to better treat orthopedic injuries. OSPTI offers pool therapy to promote early return to activity and sport training, and also can enhance and challenge return to sport conditions. OSPTI promotes wellness progression with aftercare programs and programs open to the public, such as return to sport training, athletic enhancement, adult fitness classes, gym and pool memberships, and aquatic exercise classes for a patient to continue their wellness journey. Start your wellness journey by calling OSPTI today, 218-641-7725.
What if you could store heat during off-peak hours when electric prices are lowest and use it when you need it? With a heat storage system, you can. Underfloor systems and other options heat your whole home or individual rooms so you can stay comfortable and save. Plus, they're at least 100% efficient, so no energy or dollars are wasted. With Otter Tail Power Company rebates, now's the time to see how you can store, heat, and save. Go to otpco.com/heat storage to get started.
All right, it's time for Homecoming 2025. Wahpeton and Bismarck St. Mary's from the beautiful Frank Burton Field, Minn Kota Ag Products Field, and we're ready to rock here. Thanks for tuning in to the Red River Grain pregame show. Again, if you're looking for Breck football, pregame just started on our YouTube. Kickoff starts at 7, so you can get a dose of the Huskies before the Cowboys take their 3-0 record to Wadena. Colby Hollenbeck will kick it off, a 5'10", 175 senior. Returning for the Huskies, Braden Steffens and Caden Barth. Steffens right at the 15. Barth lingering around the 13-yard line. Steffens will back up to around the 10. Time of kickoff after the Hall of Fame ceremony on homecoming, 6:34. And the kick is away. And that one is going to bounce on the goal line. Steffens will just watch it go, so the Huskies will start from their own 20-yard line. Red Zone sponsor today, Red E, your performance ag company. All your air seeder needs, they do tremendous rebuilds, and they will give you an air seeder inspection for free. RedE-ag.com. Their marketing guy is Madison Nelson Gira, Wahpeton Husky alumni, having a good time in Mexico. So the Huskies will start at their own 20, led by sophomore QB, and they're trying to spot it at the 25, but that only happens on Sundays, so they'll back it up 5 yards. Jack Gilbertson, in the backfield with him will be Michael Peterson.
First and 10 Huskies from their own.
Peterson switches left to right. Gilbertson out of the shotgun. That's pretty much all you'll see tonight from the offense. It looks like we're going to get an illegal formation to start, and we actually get a false start on the Huskies.
Procedure penalty is against the Huskies. That'll back them up 5 yards.
So we'll have to wait at least one play for some fireworks tonight on offense. So the Huskies get a procedure penalty on the game's first play. Now it looks like the rain has pretty much stopped entirely. As I can barely see out the window to my right. Hand off to Peterson. He'll try the right side. Hit after a yard, spins. He'll get maybe one more.
Michael Peterson with the opening carry for the Huskies. Couple yards
So Peterson picks up 2 on his first carry of the ball game. 2nd and 13 for the Huskies. And I'll stat the game for you tonight, folks, at least for the skill players. Can't promise I'll be able to keep up with tackles. It gets mighty dark here, and those dark Huskies jerseys make it pretty difficult. So 2nd and 13, 2 wide on the near side of the press box. Man on an island up top. Peterson left side of the backfield. Gilbertson working out of the shotgun. Edge rusher on the right. Peterson will throw. He's got a man open in the soft spot. It's going to be close to a first down, nearly a face mask, and they'll move the chains on that pass to Cooper Kumo. Kumo coming in with 166 receiving yards, and he'll add 13 more as he approaches 200 yards receiving on his sophomore campaign. Fresh set of downs for Wahpeton, opening drive on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Gilbertson taking his time, takes the shotgun snap, RPO, he'll go up the middle, cut right, and he is swallowed up. Tackle made by number 41 of Bismarck St. Mary's, Vincent Langenfelder. Langenfelder checking in at 5'7", 175. Same look every play of this drive as they have Steffens all alone up top looking for a big hitter. Peterson in the backfield. Barth and Kuhlmo split out on the left side. Shotgun snap, play action. Kuhlmo and Gilbertson overshoots him. Kuhlmo sitting down in that curl flat area, but Gilbertson, I don't know if that's a product of the ball being wet or a little bit of homecoming jitters on the first drive. Passes high, and it's 3rd and 8 Huskies. So they're playing this zone defense, and they're bringing a backer off the edge to rush, and just not enough men to cover those receivers in the intermediate area, and Cooper Kuhlmo is just parking about 10 yards down the field wide open. 3rd and 8, we'll see if Bismarck St. Mary's tries to take the short pass game away. 2 wide. Tight end on the line. Gilbertson drops back. He's looking deep. Gilbertson under pressure, rolls right towards the St. Mary's sideline. He's going downfield. Nobody home as he throws it away. Probably a wise decision with Brushert and Steffens blanketed on the right side, and the Huskies will be forced to bring out the punt team. So Peterson with a 2-yard rush, Gilbertson with a 13-yard connection to Kuhlmo for a first down, but it dries up, and St. Mary's will get the ball back. Gilbertson back to punt, Price back to return. Snap is away, it's a good one. Gilbertson gets the kickoff. It's not going to be very deep. It's going to bounce at about the 45 of Bismarck St. Mary's, get a Huskies roll down to about the 43. So Gilbertson's punt goes about 30 yards. Not even. And Bismarck St. Mary's will come out on offense. We'll be back in 30 seconds. It's Huskies homecoming on B90 or on KBMW and KBMW News Live.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
First play of the game for St. Mary's. They go for a quick bubble screen to the right side, and Cooper Kumo gets up on the jam pressure from his cornerback spot and just sticks the wide out. So that'll be a gain of 1. Huskies defense not fooled on the pass play. Probably the strategy there by St. Mary's, who does not pass the ball a lot. Why not try it on the first play of the game? Huskies ready for anything tonight, led by head coach Wade Gilbertson. St. Mary's working under center in contrast to the Huskies offense. I formation. Play action, and they're going to pass again. Little pump fake under pressure, rolling right to the 40. He'll get up to about the 35. A nice run there by the starting quarterback, Thomas Wilson. So St. Mary's looking to stretch the field on that play, but a good job by the safeties coming up in coverage. And that forces Wilson to scramble. He'll get actually just a 1-yard gain out of that. So 3rd and 8 here as the Huskies looking to hold strong. Their first defensive stand of the game. Scoreless here. 9:12 to go in the opening quarter on your CFI scoreboard. Wilson under center, I formation again, 2 wide. And they're going to toss to the left side. Big hole up the middle. That's going to be a first down and then some as Peterson fights to make the tackle. He'll get a bunch of teammates to come help him. First contact by Peterson, and Beckett Price with a massive gain. So the Saints move the chains on their first 3rd down, just like the Huskies did. It's back to the drawing board for the Dogs defense.
Tackle made by Michael Peterson.
Michael Peterson, a good job there. He stuck him high, able to keep his feet churning and stop that from being a breakout run. But it does give him a fresh set of downs. I formation once again. Handoff to the fullback. Looked like it might be a tackle for no gain, but bouncing off is Zach Richter. Big kid, he's got the neck pad. You know, those guys with the neck pad usually run pretty hard, and he was able to bounce off number 54. Or number 58, excuse me, Nolan Casti, I think. So back at it here, 2nd and 7, St. Mary's. Milking that I formation, they'll hand off left side. They'll get some good blocks, pick up a chunk of it, about half. And Beckett Price gets another touch. Cuts the distance to 3rd and 3. And that's number 74 on the far left side of the Huskies defensive line, excuse me. Isaac Anderson, big kid, just a 10th grader, 6'1", 215, trying to catch up to Luke Anderson. Clock's in at 2:60. Big 3rd and 3 here for the Wahpeton Huskies. Snap is away, handoff left side. Price, he's going to stumble forward, and it looks like they're going to give it to him. So Price running good so far, falling forward, keeping his legs moving, keeping the drive going for St. Mary's. And that will indeed move the sticks. So they're down to the Huskies 35, approaching the red zone. St. Mary's 1 completion for 1 yard. Everything else coming on the ground as we expected after looking at the box scores from this season. I formation once again. Hand off to the fullback. Met right away by Peterson. So they got Peterson playing up on that, anticipating a run on the edge, and he's there waiting. So 2 tackles already on this first drive for Peterson, who led the Huskies last week with 9 tackles and a sack. 2nd and 9. Bismarck St. Mary's has done a good job on this drive and getting themselves to 3rd and manageable. Price able to pick up a 3rd and 3 just moments ago. First look out of the shotgun here from St. Mary's. Running back in the left pocket, 2 wide high, 1 wide low. Dropping back. He's got a man. It's overthrown and nearly intercepted. As Tommy Wilson, a little quick on the trigger, had a man wide open in the soft spot of the zone, and it's 3rd and long. Good opportunity here for Wahpeton to get the football back. And at the 34-yard line, you'd think this is probably 4-down territory. Not a whole lot of kickers can boot a 50 or 60-yarder in North Dakota high school football. So 3rd and 9, we may see a run here from St. Mary's, just trying to cut down the distance to the first down marker. Wilson's going to go back under center. They're in that I formation looking to pound the rock. Wilson with a toss, left side, Price. Price running hard. He'll be short of the line to gain. But it's 4th and manageable. Down to the Huskies' 29-yard line. 4th down and 4. 4th and 6, excuse me. 4th and 4. Shout out to Tyler Felt on the sideline. Wahpeton native who's doing a really good job with the camera. Check him out on Instagram, filmed by Felt. 4th and 4. 4-down territory for Bismarck St. Mary's. They line up against the Huskies in the I formation. Play action, rolling right. Looking downfield. Going for it all. And he's got a man who drops it at the 4. Boy, oh boy. Tom Wilson throws a dot to the 4-yard line. And the Huskies get the ball back. And that is a backbreaker for St. Mary's, who's yet to win a game this year. They got a chance to go up on the scoreboard. They drop a 4th and 4 completion from the 29 to the 4. A nice 25-yard throw on the run from Wilson. Just goes right through the wickets at the 4-yard line, and the Huskies have the football back. Gilbertson out of the shotgun, left side, Peterson in the backfield. 2 wide. Gilbertson's going to drop back to pass. He wants to stretch the field, looking for Kumo. Perfect ball in the breadbasket, but Kumo just a little bit of trouble picking it up. And that was a tough angle. The football coming straight up down into his hands. He had his neck cranked back trying to pick it up, and he drops it on the sideline. But what a ball by Jack Gilbertson. You got to be happy to see that early in the game, especially in a rain-filled affair. Gilbertson able to get a grip on those laces. Throw a nice strike on the out route. 2nd and 10, 2 wide. Tight end lined up just behind the line on the right side. Peterson in the backfield. Tight end in motion to block. Peterson will follow. He'll use the block and get upfield. Barrels through a tackler, and he's got a big gain. Tremendous block by Isaiah Brushert. Coming in motion at tight end and laying the wood, opening up a lane. 13-yard run for Michael Peterson. Huskies have it at their own 41-yard line. 3 wide, staggered on the top side of your screen. Gilbertson will stick it in the belly of Peterson. He'll run left side, tries to get forward, but he is hammered by a pair of Saints. So Peterson picks up a yard. Peterson 3 carries for 16 yards so far. Bulk of that coming on that 13-yard rush. Huskies will run in another tight end. It's Trayton King, 6'2", 190, sophomore. He's got good hands. They'll put King out wide left. Here comes Kumo in motion. They're going to hand it off to Peterson. A nice cut at the point of contact. Bounces off a couple tacklers, carries another, and Michael Peterson is into Bismarck territory. We said the senior would have a big day, and here he is, rumbling on this drive.
Another Huskies first down.
16-yard run for Michael Peterson. challenging that career high early on. He wants to go over $120 today. 3:40 to go in the first quarter, scoreless. Huskies riding the hot hand of Michael Peterson. Play action on the slant route, and that one hits Kumo in the hands, and he can't handle it. So a bit of trouble from Kumo so far in the receiving game. That one got on him in a hurry. Maybe not when you need to throw that hard if you're Gilbertson. It's kind of hard when you're running that slant route. You got to sell it. Can't really be staring down your QB. And by the time you turn around, the ball's right in your grill. 2nd and 10 for the Huskies. In motion, it's Brushert. Left side is stacked with 3 receivers. He'll go right on the block. Peterson nowhere to go. Dancing around, met at the line of scrimmage and pushed backwards. Looks like Peterson lost a yard on that play. 3rd down and 11 for the Huskies. Peterson, a rarity in high school football where he gets all the carries out of the backfield. He's not even coming out for a breather, not one play. 3rd and 11, passing down for Wahpeton. Under 3 to go in the first quarter. Shotgun snap, Gilbertson. Play action, rolls right. Looking downfield, goes over the middle, goes to Kumo, and this time, Kumo, calm, cool, collected, pulls it in. Big gain, 1st down. Dominic Zander with a potential touchdown-saving tackle. That's a 16-yard reception for Kumo.
1st and 10 Huskies at the Saints 27.
Huskies approaching the Red E red zone on KBMW News Live. Touchdown territory on homecoming night. 3 wide. Trips on the left side of the offense. It's going to be an RPO. Gilbertson looks to keep it. Gets up the middle. Gets past the shoestring tackle. And Peterson gets into the Red E red zone.
Nice gain on the quarterback keeper. Gain of 8.
Gilbertson picks up 8 yards on the rush.
Making the tackle this time for the Saints, number 28, Bennett Grimm.
Grimm on the tackle.
Huskies 2nd and 2.
And the Huskies have 2nd and 2. Inside the red zone for Wahpeton, looking to strike first. Gilbertson drops back. He's looking left. He'll go for it all. He's got Steffens, and he catches it in the corner of the end zone just outside of the camera view up here in this cram press box on a rainy night. Gilbertson puts it on Steffens. He gets a step on the defense. Huskies 6, St. Mary's 0. Right in the very corner of the end zone where we don't get the camera reach. But the Huskies strike first on homecoming. Touchdown Wahpeton to get the party started at Frank Verton.
Attempting the point after kick for the Huskies, Michael Peterson.
I believe that was a 19-yard touchdown pass. Steffens makes it 5 receiving TDs on the season. Peterson punches home the PAT, and it's 7-0 Wahpeton on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Huskies hoping to get their first win of the season, off to a good start on KBMW and KBMW News Live YouTube.
Are you tired of fixing the same problems? Here at Ready, we offer performance seating solutions that last. Whether it's new parts for your drill or a complete rebuild of your air seeder, we can help. We resolve your challenges through in-house engineering, manufacturing, and sourcing of the highest quality North American-made products. We are ready to bring our passion and expertise directly to your farm to solve all your equipment challenges. Reach out to us at 701-205-1485 and schedule your free inspection today.
So the Huskies strike from what I believe was 19 yards out on the pass from Gilbertson. Again, folks, just outside of the reach of the camera. Probably should have set up down where I usually do, but we were getting doused on earlier and didn't really want to ruin all the equipment and ruin the rest of the football season. Touchdown from Gilbertson to Steffens starts the party here on homecoming.
Returning for the St. Mary Saints, number 14, Brady Ruggles, and number 21, Beckett Price, kicking off.
Brady Ruggles and Beckett Price will return the kick. Matt Peterson, after nailing home the PAT, he will kick it off. 9-play drive for the Wahpeton Huskies, 7-0 on your CFI scoreboard. Under 2 to go in the first quarter. Kick is away. Taken on the near side. Huskies closing fast. Boom! Isaiah Brushert, and to finish it off. See who else got in there on that play. Hunter Belke. So Brushert makes first contact. Belke with the finishing move, Mortal Kombat style. And it was a great kick coverage there by the Wahpeton Huskies.
First and 10 for Bismarck St. Mary's Saints at their own 29-yard line.
So the Saints take it out to the 29, about a 9-yard return. Huskies got down the field in a hurry. So St. Mary's will take the field again, led by quarterback Thomas Wilson. In that patented I formation, they'll hand it off to Price. Price goes through the right side, breaks an arm tackle, busts off a shoulder tackle, and he may go to the 30, 25, 20, 10. Goodbye, Beckett Price. And just like that, Bismarck St. Mary's is back in the game, and both teams not ready to give up early, looking for their first win of the season. Huskies 7, St. Mary's 6, and that is a 71-yard run, from Price. Boy, oh boy. No flags on the field. That will stand, and we got a ball game. Touchdown, St. Mary's.
Attempting the point after for the Saints is number 52, Asher Coughlin.
Asher Coughlin going to attempt the PAT. And just like that, St. Mary's on their first play of the drive, a 71-yard scamper up the sideline, broken arm tackle by Peterson, got hit right in the numbers, said goodbye, outran everybody, and we nearly get a block on the PAT. That's enough to force it off the mark. So Huskies 7, St. Mary's 6. We got a fun ball game going, folks. $1:13 left in the first quarter. We'll be back in 30 on KBMW.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
Back at it from Frank Verton Field, and just like that, the Huskies take a 7-6 lead on the touchdown pass from Gilbertson to Steffens, and St. Mary's cuts it to 1 on a 70-yard breakaway run, a couple broken tackles for good measure by Beckett Price. So St. Mary's will kick it away. 73 seconds left in the first quarter. And the fun part about this game so far is the rain is not slowing down the high-powered Gilbertson offense, as Wade Gilbertson, with his sophomore QB, Jack Gilbertson, content to air it out tonight. Kick is away. This one will be manageable. Steffens takes it at the 10. He cuts back to the middle of the field. He's in trouble, and he is torn down. Beautiful open field tackle there by Cale Burns, as Steffens was going side to side, not picking up many yards, and Burns cut down the distance and cut down Steffens. So the Huskies, after going 9 plays on their last drive, they'll have their work cut out for them at the 17. Gilbertson out of the shotgun. Tight end lined up in a blocking stance, 2 wide, 1 on each side. Brushard in motion to left side, 2 blockers. And let's see, they'll go to the weak side with Peterson. He'll make something out of nothing, but it won't be much, as he takes it up the gut for 1. They tried to go to the weak side run, a little counter action. Nothing there. 6 carry the ball game for Peterson as we get to the waning moments of quarter 1. Gilbertson out of the shotgun. He'll keep it on the RPO. He's got room to run up the middle. Gilbertson nearly breaks a tackle for a house call, but he'll get a first down. Gilbertson, 1 tackler away from pay dirt, but he picks up a big gain. A 21-yard run for Jack Gilbertson on the RPO, and a great job. He put it in the belly of Peterson, and he kept it there till the last second. Then he took off dashing up the middle. 29 rushing yards in the opening quarter for Wahpeton quarterback Jack Gilbertson. Trips on the near side. And it looks like they're going to let the quarter run down. Indeed they do. 1 in the books here. Wahpeton leads St. Mary's on Husky homecoming night, 7-6. Jack Gilbertson with a massive 21-yard RPO run up the gut. And that'll take us into the second quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds on AM 1450 and KBMW News Live YouTube, part of the i3G Sports Network.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Speak to Brad, Carson, or Tammy for all of your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
Wahpeton will start the second quarter here with the football at their own 38-yard line after Gilbertson took the run-pass option for 21 yards. 19 carries for Gilbertson last week, just 54 yards, so that RPO, it's working much better in week 4. Gilbertson's got trips up high, and they're going to stick it in the belly of Peterson again. He's hit at the line. He rolls off in slow motion. Peterson with a stiff arm. He's loose to the 40. Michael Peterson. The whole field stopped, and all of a sudden Peterson hit the go button, and he was on the move. A good stiff arm at the end for some more. Huge run from Peterson. 21 yards for Gilbertson. Or for Peterson, excuse me. And as Larry Lash comments up here, one of the officials looked like he was ready to mark him down. Did not blow his whistle. Forward progress was still in motion. And Peterson turns nothing into something. Huskies have the football on the St. Mary's side of the field. They'll go Peterson again. This time it's snuffed out by the front line. Peterson picks up 1.
He's wrapped up by the Saints defensive line. Looks like a gain of about 1.
Michael Peterson looked just like David Erlinson on that run there, keeping your feet moving when the tackler's got you around the waist. Got to use your lower half to power through the first contact, and that's going to add to the yards after contact numbers for Peterson. Key to the game, get Michael Peterson going. The senior, he's got to be hungry on homecoming night after getting just 5 touches last night. Well, they've given him the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times already in the first half. Huskies with the ball at the St. Mary's 40. Shotgun snap, dropping back Gilbertson. He'll go deep. He's got Steffens down the sideline. Steffens hauls it in. He keeps a foot in bounds, and that's a catch. Braden Steffens with the toe drag, and the Huskies have the ball at the 5. Big-time play from a big-time player, and we're into the red zone. Sponsored by Red E. So the Huskies will have the ball at the 5.
First and goal, Wahpeton Huskies at the 5-yard line.
Looking to punch it in here, take a 2-score lead. Gilbertson out of the shotgun, could be an RPO situation. Man in motion is Kumo. Gilbertson, he's going to run it untouched into the end zone right side. Jack Gilbertson with a 5-yard rushing touchdown. Gilbertson goes in from 5. Huskies go up by 2 scores. What an explosive drive from Wade Gilbertson's spread offense. 13-6 Huskies. We got to get the yardage on that pass. Anybody up here know how far that pass was?
Attempting the point after kick.
35-yard pass, setting that up. Thank you, Larry Lash. 35-yard pass to Braden Steffens sets up the 5-yard rush. QB keeper Jack Gilbertson. Peterson kicks it right down Broadway, and he's 2 for 2 on PATs. Huskies 13, St. Mary's 6 on your CFI scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on AM 1450 KBMW.
Superior Builders is a proud sponsor of tonight's Breckenridge baseball game. Brian Bernades and his team of building pros are ready to meet your needs. Superior Builders of Wahpeton has served farmers, ranchers, commercial businesses, and home builders throughout North Dakota since 2005. With a focus on providing economical, durable, and aesthetically pleasing pole buildings, Superior Builders has built a reputation for quality work and satisfied clients. Contact Superior Builders today to get started on your dream building by calling 701-238-7740.
You know, Mom and Dad's favorite season is autumn. Crisp air, changing leaves, and a cozy life at Twin Town Villa.
That's for sure. Since they moved into Twin Town Villa, the change has been amazing.
Yeah, they're so relaxed and comfortable now.
And we've got the peace of mind, knowing that they're surrounded by kindness and security.
That's a great warm feeling as the weather gets cooler.
When the decision moves towards assisted living, fall into caring comfort.
It's not an easy decision, but at Twin Town Villa, it's the best decision all around. No matter what the season, you're never alone at Twin Town Villa.
All right, the Huskies take a 13-6 lead on a big hitter down the sideline. Gilbertson to Steffens as he toe drags to stay in bounds at the 5, and Gilbertson does the rest by running it in. Kickoff fielded at the 17-yard line. Big hole up the middle. St. Mary's is going to hit it and take what the Huskies give them. Good return by Brady Ruggles. We're trying to get the camera at optimal level up here. We're really crammed in. We have a little short window to shoot through. Usually we're down on the concourse, uninterrupted down there with our own table area, but the weather had other ideas today. So 13-6 Huskies as we start the second quarter. 10:23 to go on your CFI scoreboard. The Gilbertson to Steffens connection is here to stay. A 19-yard touchdown pass and a 35-yard bomb down the sidelines to set up another scoring drive. Toss to the left side. Good block in the backfield. That's going to open up a 6-yard run for Beckett Price. Braden Steffens making the tackle on that play. Ball out to the Bismarck St. Mary's 41-yard line. Second and 5 for St. Mary's, who has been all right on offense themselves. Not averaging very much in the way of points per game this year as we get you those numbers. St. Mary's scoring just 10 points per game this year. Already halfway to that mark as they trail 13-6. Handoff up the middle. Fullback is going to show a little bit of a burst here. That's a big gain right out to midfield. Zach Richter, the fullback, takes the short handoff and just goes right down the center of the Huskies defense. Ball is at midfield.
Teaming up for that tackle for the Huskies, Isaiah Brusher and Ryland Flack.
Brushard and Flack on that. Brushard, a good bet to always be around double-digit tackles from his linebacker spot. Great player on this Huskies defense. Keep in mind, folks, Huskies have not scored in the third quarter this season, so they'd like to get a 2-score lead here before the break. But St. Mary's, they're just trying to tie it up. Looking for the bubble screen. They'll get a block from the wide receiver on the outside instead, but it won't free anybody up. And it looked like Wilson was looking for Dominic Zander, but he was about 15 yards upfield laying a block. So the pass actually falls at his heels. If he would have been turned around, they might have had themselves a first down. But instead, it's 2nd and 10 from the 50.
St. Mary's St, 2nd down and 10.
So a broken play. Wilson, Dominic Zander thought his quarterback was going to scramble, but he's looking for him on the outside, and Zander caught sleeping with his hands on the D-back. So it's 14-6 Huskies. I formation once again. They're going to hand it off to Price, and Price has got a lot of real estate to work with down to the Huskies' 39-yard line. We do have some laundry on the field. This one could be coming back. This will be a big break for the Huskies, and that may explain why that offensive line parted like the Red Sea. It's coming back. Looked like they got a block in the back that cleared up the running lane for Price, but boy, does Price have a second and third gear that he can hit. We saw the breakaway touchdown run earlier. He got to the second level there in no time. So that's going to negate a first down run It's going to move St. Mary's back onto their own side of the field. At halftime, folks, I'll have a very unofficial Wahpeton offensive stats. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. I formation for St. Mary's. Handoff. Price lit up by Isaiah Brushert. That's going to be a big loss. We call that a TFL, and Isaiah Brushert gets a lot of them. Loss of nearly 5 yards. Huskies looking to set up shop here on 3rd and long, maybe force a turnover. As we get the scoreboard fixed for you. Got to give Michael Peterson his credit on the kicking, too. He made both of the PATs, so it is 14-6 Huskies. St. Mary's 3rd and 13. Not a lot of options here when you're passing the ball at around 40% on the season. And they'll go under center again. Dropping back. They'll go to Price. See if the running back can make a man miss. He is stacked up in the backfield. First contact there was Ryland Flack, and he's able to slow up the play. The rest of the Huskies can't come and finish it off. So Flack wearing number 54, not on the big roster I have up here. He is the one who made first contact. So we'll get a punt here on 4th and 12. Punt is away. It's going to be a short one, but it takes a St. Mary's roll all the way down to the 12-yard line. Price with a awesome punt for St. Mary's. With a lot of top spin, it rolls down to the 12. That's where the Huskies will start. 14-6, Huskies with a great opportunity here to stretch it to 2 scores, and for a team who has been stagnant in the third quarter, scoreless in every game this year, this is the drive for Wahpeton. Wahpeton will work out of the shotgun deep in their own territory. 4 wide here. Man in motion runs behind the backfield. It's Kumo. And Gilbertson will keep it, darts up the middle. Good gain for Jack Gilbertson.
Gilbertson with a tough carry right up the middle, near the line of gain. Making that tackle was number 41, Vincent Lingenfelder.
So Jack Gilbertson with a 9-yard carry, and he's getting his legs going here under center, out of the shotgun, I should say. Gilbertson's 4th carry of the game. He's up to 43 rushing yards. Another RPO, another Gilbertson run. He's got a little room on the right, but a nice tackle there. Not before another Huskies first down.
Pulling Gilbertson down was number 1, Dominic Zander for the Saints.
So Gilbertson picks up about 5. Huskies get a fresh set of downs, working from their own 26-yard line. 2 wide, heavy formation on the line left side. Here comes that block where Brushert moves left to right. Clears the gap up for Michael Peterson. And he'll pick up 5 more. So that sets up 2nd and 5, and they've got Michael Peterson going here in the first half. Great to see it. And like I said, he's not coming off the field. The white number 28 on the front of his jersey is already turning brown from these pellets as he's been handling a heavy workload. 2nd and 5 from the Huskies 31. Gilbertson, play action. He's looking for Kumo on the slant. What a catch by Kumo as he reaches up and hauls that one in. All hands. As Randy Moss would say, straight cash, homie. Another first down.
For another Huskies first down. Once again, making that tackle for the
14-yard reception for Kumo. His 3rd catch of the ball game. All of them going for first downs. And the Huskies have it near midfield. Kumo with a nice snag on that one. Gilbertson is putting a lot on these passes, asking a lot of his wide receivers. Peterson gets hit hard in the hole, but I'm not sure who won that battle as Peterson falls forward, picks up 2.
Once again, Dominic Zander in on the tackle.
Dominic Zander makes the tackle. And the Huskies have 2nd and 8, under 5 to go in the first half. Shotgun 2 wide near side, 1 man up high. Peterson in the backfield. Quick pass out to Kumo, 4th catch of the day, gets a nice block. He'll turn it upfield, cut down the down and distance. Nice block by Braden Steffens to open that up. We get a 4-yard reception there. Third and 4, 4:15 to play in the first half. Huskies have the football, leading 14-6. Gilbertson out of the shotgun. He's going to roll left. Gilbertson looking deep downfield. He's going to avoid a sack. He's going to shovel pass it just a little deep. A crafty Patrick Mahomes-style pass. Shovels it out to Brushert, but it's just a little bit out of his reach, and that'll bring up a 4th and 4. Great job extending the play by Jack Gilbertson as he sheds the sack. Tries for a little right-hand shovel pass. Brushert can't handle it. 4th and 4, Huskies going to go from midfield. It's going to be a quick punt out of the shotgun formation, and it takes a Huskies bounce. Here it goes inside the 10, all the way down to the 5.5-yard line. Jack Gilbertson, kid can do it all. Jack Gilbertson out of the shotgun formation, pins St. Mary's inside the 5. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Final 3:50 of the first half. Huskies lead by a touchdown on KBMW News Live YouTube.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wahpeton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wahpeton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
St. Mary's tosses right after getting pinned deep on the punt. They'll get a few back, about 4 yards from Beckett Price. Going with Price has worked well for this St. Mary's offense. He picks up 4. It's 2nd and 6. They get the ball out to the 10. Gilbertson's punt landed at about the 20. And it looked like it was going to bounce out of bounds because it was only about a foot inside the boundary, and it just rolled straight down to the 4. 2nd and 6 from the 10-yard line. St. Mary's out of the eye. Another handoff. I'm not sure if that's Price or not. And it is. Price takes it up for, looks like they're calling it 3rd down, but looks like they're standing on the other side of the marker, but it is 3rd and 1.
Ball spotted near the line again. It's 3rd and short for the St. Mary's Saints.
Probably 3rd and about 6 inches here for St. Mary's. We'll see if they QB sneak it out of the I formation. Three-point stance for the fullback. Price in the backfield. They'll give it to the fullback. He'll get more than he needs. Big run there, about 6 yards on the fullback dive. Taking a play out of the Mike Allstott playbook. Or for you Carrington Cardinal High School football fans, home of Jim Kleinsasser and our very own BJ Walters on KDAK the Cardinal. So the Saints move it out to the 22. Time not on their side, 2:05 to go. I believe they do have all 3 timeouts left. Not a passing team. 78 yards to go. They will drop back and pass, and they'll go way down the field. One-on-one battle on the outside. Fight for the football. And it is caught way across the field. Doing our best to get zoomed in all the way over there. Bit shaky, but he hauls it in. Brady Ruggles with the catch.
First and 10 Saints in Husky territory.
And the ball is now in Huskies territory. Battle for the ball on the outside. Hauled in by Ruggles. Big time play. As I say, they're not a passing team. That was a dime down the sideline. Toss play, Price, right side. He's met in the backfield and tackle made by Michael Peterson. And he's going to draw a holding call, it looks like, on number 55, Braden Rorrell, as we'll wait for the flag. But Peterson busted off the block, got drugged to the ground, had enough strength to take down the very strong Price. We are going to get a hold, so Peterson on double duty. He makes the tackle, draws the flag. They'll accept that penalty, and Bismarck will march backwards. That stops the momentum from the bomb down the sideline. Under 90 seconds to go in the first half.
Penalty makes it first and 20 for St. Mary's.
First and 20 for the Saints. Under center. A little bit of misdirection here. They give it to the tight end on the handoff, and watch that big man rumble. Boom! Credit Braden Steffens, who just hung on to his shoelaces and made sure he couldn't get any more yards. And we're going to get a timeout here. So a little misdirection action. They send the tight end in motion, fake the handoff to the running back. They give it to the tight end, and he picks up 12. 2nd and 8, 1:03 to go in the first half. St. Mary's has the football when we come back from break on AM 1450 and KBMW News Live YouTube.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
St. Mary's looking to end the first half with a bang here as they are driving. 1:03 left. They burn their first timeout. On the tight end handoff, they get back into Huskies territory. Cut a 1st and 20 to 2nd and 8. Thomas Wilson under center, I formation. They're going to pass again. They're looking deep down the right side. He'll go over the middle instead. Can't connect with his tight end, Jackson Barth. 6'4", 245, big target. The kid can move. So that stops the clock, brings up 3rd and 8. Good crowd here for homecoming at Frank Verton. A little bit late getting the play in here as Wilson finally makes his way back from the sideline. They have 10 seconds to get the snap off. 3rd and 8. 58 seconds to go. Clock idle. Wilson takes the snap. He's looking to the right side. He will find a man, and it is his tight end who gets upended by Kumo. Talk about a size disadvantage. Kumo giving up 95 pounds. He just clips him at the hip, and it'll bring up 4th and 3. Clock's still running, 2 timeouts left, 4th and 3. They don't want to talk it over, trying to catch the Huskies by surprise. Here comes the snap. Pitch to the right side, Price. He gets loose, breaks 3 tackles, down the right side, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. And Bismarck St. Mary's will have a chance to tie this ball game up. 14-12, 19 seconds to go. Bismarck St. Mary's rumbles into the red red zone for a touchdown. Beckett Price, 2 rushing scores tonight. So he takes that one in from distance. Now we'll get a timeout. Beckett Price on 4th and 3. Rumbles for a touchdown down the right side of the field. 3 broken tackles. They're going to want to talk about the 2-point conversion try. We'll be back in 30 seconds as Bismarck St. Mary's tries to tie it up on homecoming here in Wahpeton. You're listening to KBMW and watching on KBMW News Live YouTube.
A remodel, addition, or new construction resembles a puzzle. You look at the edges, the colors, and what you envision as a finished work of art. Showplace Cabinetry, available at Dakota Cabinetry, can help you worry about one last piece of the puzzle. Do you have a picture in mind? Dakota Cabinetry can make your next project complete by offering countertops, custom tile backsplashes, custom tile showers, and flooring too. Stop by our showroom located at 898 8th Avenue South in Wahpeton, or call 642-2100 to check out Showplace Cabinetry.
So Beckett Price, he's been all the offense tonight for St. Mary's. He goes for a 71-yard touchdown. He follows that up with a 35-yard touchdown. St. Mary's will go for 2 here, trying to tie the ball game up late in the second half. Final 19 seconds. Looks like we're going to get a procedure penalty here on St. Mary's. Indeed we do, and that's going to make life a little bit tougher on the Saints here. So that'll back them up. So St. Mary's trying to tie the ball game here. Wahpeton trying to take a lead into the half for the second game this season, as they did the same thing in week 1 against Jamestown. Ball gets moved all the way back to the 8-yard line. St. Mary's working out of the shotgun, have not seen that much tonight. Wilson looks to the right. He's got a man right at the goal line, and he is tackled. Is the ball over the goal line? It is. Steffens nearly stops the conversion attempt, but Dominic Zander, his back plate bounces off the chalk on the goal line. Ball over, and it is a 2-point conversion. All tied at 14 here at Frank Verton Field. You knew both teams were going to bring their A game with an 0-3 record, hungry to win after playing some tough teams. I mean, St. Mary's has played a murderer's row of teams so far, and we are getting a hotly contested homecoming game. 14 all, 19 seconds. Huskies to receive the kick. Halftime, we'll have some unofficial stats for you from the Wahpeton offense. We'll go over the scoring drives as well. That's coming up in just a bit. We'll see if the Huskies, if they don't get a house call here on speed dial from either Barth or Steffens, we'll see if they even attempt to play here before half. I'd like to think they'll air one out with Gilbertson the way he's looked tonight. St. Mary's set to kick it away. Steffens and Barth back deep. Hollenbeck set to kick it away.
Check that. The kicker is number 52, Asher Coughlin.
Asher Coughlin back to kick. Let's see if he squibs it, and he will. He'll kick a line drive, second row. It's going to get all the way to the back, and Steffens. Oh boy, that almost got by him, and the race would have been on. Steffens bats it down. He just lays on it. Stops the clock with 16 seconds. So we'll see if the Huskies try to pull out some theatrics here, or if they're content with going into the half. Game tied at 14. See if they give it the good old victory formation here at the half. We got Gilbertson out of the shotgun, backs on each side. Looks like he's going to kneel it. Nobody out wide. Gilbertson will take it to half, and we're all tied at 14, folks. Wahpeton homecoming night. St. Mary's answers with the final score of the first half on a big run from Beckett Price. Peterson and Price have been trading chunk gains out of the backfield tonight. Gilbertson's had a nice night passing, and to his credit, Thomas Wilson with a couple big hitters as well. We'll go over the Wahpeton stats here in a couple minutes when we hit the halftime show presented by Minn Kota Egg Products. You're listening to KBMW and streaming on KBMW News Live YouTube, part of the i3G Sports Network.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heitkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heitkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
Everybody likes discounts, and really, who doesn't want to save money, especially on their auto insurance? Hi, I'm Carson Zard, a Nodak Insurance Company agent in Wahpeton, North Dakota. Talk to me about how we can save you money by taking advantage of our multi-vehicle, multi-line, EFT, safe driver, and good student discounts. Call 701-642-9251 for your quote. I'm Carson Zard, your agent with answers. I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call for a quote today.
All right, folks, we got a good one on our hands, all knotted up at 14. 2025 Wahpeton Huskies homecoming game. Bismarck St. Mary's coming in here and giving them all they can take as both teams trading scores. Let's go over the scoring plays from the first half. First touchdown came on a 19-yard pass from Jack Gilbertson to Braden Steffens in the corner of the north end zone here at Frank Verton Field. And we can't get to the exact corners with the camera because we're all cramped up in the right corner of the press box, and they got a bar between each window pane, so the tripod can only fit so much. But the first TD, a 19-yard touchdown to Steffens. Beckett Price answered with a 71-yard touchdown run on the first play of the next drive for Bismarck St. Mary's. Jack Gilbertson found Braden Steffens down the sideline for a 35-yard completion on the ensuing drive, and Gilbertson finished that off with a 5-yard QB keeper. And then Price, with the last strike of the half, a 35-yard run on 4th and 3, where he broke 3 or 4 tackles. And that tied it up at 14 after the 2-point conversion pass from Thomas Wilson to Dominic Zander. He was pulled down at the goal line, able to extend the football and tie this thing up. So those are your scoring drives from the first half. Taking a look at the overall numbers from the first half, very unofficial as I'm trying to run the radio stream, the video stream, the camera, call the game, and keep stats for you. So take it with a grain of salt. I got Jack Gilbertson for 97 passing yards and a touchdown. He's added 48 rushing yards and a touchdown. Michael Peterson, 10 carries for 61 yards, so came in here at 4.6 or 4.8 a carry, 6.1 a carry tonight, highlighted by a 21-yard scamper where everybody thought he was down with forward progress stopped. They didn't blow the play dead. He spun loose and picked up 21. Receiving, Braden Steffens, 2 catches for 54 yards, so he continues his big play prowess in this one. 54 yards and a touchdown for Steffens. And Cooper Kuhlmo, he's been the volume receiver tonight. 4 catches. The first 3 went for 13, 16, and 14 as they announced the homecoming king and queen, Hunter Belke and Britta Pausch. So congratulations to them. Cooper Kuhlmo, the sophomore, 4 receptions, 48 yards as he continues his breakout season. Those are your stats from the first half here from the Huskies offense. And Michael Peterson, 4 or 5 tackles on defense. He's been breaking things up. They're lining him up as an edge rusher on the outside. He's done a nice job. So he can handle a full workload at running back and keep his motor going at linebacker, a rare breed, as the senior hopes to pick up a win. And the Huskies hope to get their first win here on homecoming night. Back in a couple minutes on the Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show. It's Huskies and Bismarck St. Mary's, all tied at 14, halfway through this ball game.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Ag Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
Everybody likes discounts, and really, who doesn't want to save money, especially on their auto insurance? Hi, I'm Carson Zard, a Nodak Insurance Company agent in Wahpeton, North Dakota. Talk to me about how we can save you money by taking advantage of our multi-vehicle, multi-line, EFT, safe driver, and good student discounts. Call 701-642-9251 for your quote. I'm Carson Zard, your agent with answers. I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call for a quote today.
Recovering your health and getting back to your best life. That's what Quality Recovery from Optimum Rehab can do for you. Physical therapist Dr. Anthony Egeman will set up an individual plan to get you to your goals. He believes that this is the perfect way for you to recover your health. What you get with Optimum Rehab is time and attention, thorough assessments, and effective treatments. So if it's back pain, achy joints, recovery from surgery or injury, it's likely that physical therapy from Optimum Rehab can help. So take your life into your own hands with Optimum Rehab. Visit myoptimumrehab.com. Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.
OSPTI promotes specialized and extended training of therapists to better treat orthopedic injuries. OSPTI offers pool therapy to promote early return to activity and sport training, and also can enhance and challenge return to sport conditions. OSPTI promotes wellness progression with aftercare programs and programs open to the public, such as return to sport training, athletic enhancement, adult fitness classes, gym and pool memberships, and aquatic exercise classes for a patient to continue their wellness journey. Start your wellness journey by calling OSPTI today, 218-641-7725.
What if you could store heat during off-peak hours when electric prices are lowest and use it when you need it? With a heat storage system, you can. Underfloor systems and other options heat your whole home or individual rooms so you can stay comfortable and save. Plus, they're at least 100% efficient, so no energy or dollars are wasted. With Otter Tail Power Company rebates, now's the time to see how you can store, heat, and save. Go to otpco.com/heat storage to get started.
All right, folks, we are about 2 minutes away from the second half. We're all tied up, 14 apiece. Both teams at 0-3 in here, as you can see on our CFI scoreboard as I catch my breath. Had to make a quick trip down to the concourse, which is basically like taking a flight to London. It is a long trip down there from Frankfurton. It is 14-14 as Bismarck St. Mary's is hanging in here with Wahpeton on homecoming night. Let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the state as we pull these up for you here. Number 3 ranked Grand Forks Central up 20-6 on Watford City, who is receiving votes. They had the big 39-12 win over Wahpeton at home. 9 minutes left in the second quarter of that game. Number 2 Kindred taking it to Jamestown 34-6, 7 minutes left in the third. Grand Forks Red River, who's receiving votes after dropping out of the poll, getting beat down pretty bad by top-ranked Minot North. Oh, they're proving they might belong. 49-6 at half against Williston. And Devil's Lake, in a close battle early on, number 4 Devil's Lake, who beat Wahpeton by 6 last week, 1 point lead over Fargo South heading into the second quarter, 8-7. Dickinson up by a touchdown, 14-7 on number 5 Central Cass. Still 5 minutes left in the first half there. And Minot North, look at this, 6 minutes left in the first half. They're down 7-6 to Fargo North, who's on the outside looking in, receiving votes in the polls. So the top team in the state in 11 AA trails by 1 midway through the second quarter. Here at Frankfurton, it is 14-all as both teams come out. One more quick break on the Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show, and we come back. One of these teams is going to try to win a ball game for the first time in 2025, and it could be a photo finish on KBMW and KBMW News Live YouTube.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
Are you tired of fixing the same problems? Here at Reddy, we offer performance seating solutions that last. Whether it's new parts for your drill or a complete rebuild of your air seeder, we can help. We resolve your challenges through in-house engineering, manufacturing, and sourcing of the highest quality North American-made products. We are ready to bring our passion and expertise directly to your farm to solve all your equipment challenges. Reach out to us at 701-205-1485 and schedule your free inspection today.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side. No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Speak to Brad, Carson, or Tammy for all of your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Solid first half for your Wahpeton Huskies skill players, if not electric, very solid in moving the football. And we're tied at 14. Jack Gilbertson in the first half goes for 97 yards passing and a touchdown. He adds 48 yards on 5 carries, and that RPO has been working today. So let's see if he gets more carries in the second half. Michael Peterson, 10 carries, 61 yards, looking for his second touchdown of the season. And boy, I'd like to see him get a go-ahead touchdown here in the second half early on. Receiving yards, Braden Steffens, 2 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. He also set up a touchdown with a 35-yard grab on the sideline. Cooper Kumo leads the team with 4 catches, and he's got 48 yards. So 6 catches for Kumo and Steffens, and that makes up all the receiving yardage for Wahpeton. 19-yard TD pass, Gilbertson to Steffens. 71-yard TD run for Beckett Price of St. Mary's. Gilbertson with a 5-yard touchdown run, and Price adds a 35-yard run as he has been gashing the Huskies' run defense. 15 seconds to go here. St. Mary's will get the second half kickoff as they deferred. And that wraps up your Minn Kota Egg Products halftime show. Let's take a look at the Breck score if we got a minute here as we pull up the score feed from you. Breckenridge all the way up to number 2 in the QRF rankings in Minnesota. So we take a look at the scores here. Number 1, Minneota, 53-0. They beat Lakeville. Ottertail Central and LPA, who are both ranked in the top 10 in Breckenridge's section, they're tied 8-8 after the first quarter. Frazee, who Breckenridge stomped last week, 42-18. They're tied with New York Mills, another Section 6A team, 6-6. 1 minute left in the half. Number 3 ranked Mahnomen Waban, 21-0 over Nevis right now. As we await the Breckenridge score, and I don't know if they haven't started yet, so I don't know if it's raining, but they don't have the score updated, or maybe it's just not available. We'll have to check the YouTube stream when we get a break. Ruggles and Price back to return for the Saints. Huskies set to kick it away, and the kick is away. That one's a good one, back to the 11-yard line. Trying the right side and lit up. Big tackle as we try to get the number for you. Braxton Highcamp, so he's making his presence felt on special teams.
First and 10 Saints at their own 21-yard line.
So the Saints will start way back at their own 21-yard line. Big tackle on special teams by Braxton Highcamp, laying the boom, 5'10", 150 sophomore. Third quarter underway here in a 14-14 game. Huskies taking on Bismarck St. Mary's on homecoming night. And it looks like we might get a delay of game unless the Saints got a timeout in. There is going to be a flag for delay of game. So that'll back them up even farther after they're forced to start at their own 21. It'll move them back to the 15-yard line.
5-yard penalty. First and 15 from the 16-yard
First and 15 for the Saints. They look to get the offense going here. Shotgun formation. It's been a rarity tonight. They do give it to Price, and Price is swallowed up. Caden Barth on the initial hit. Looks like Isaiah Brushert there to clean up the garbage. And they're going nowhere on drive number 1 of the second half. So no score from the Breckenridge Cowboys game according to Minnesota score feed. I'm not sure if they're delayed by rain or what's going on here. Lots of comments on the KBMW News Live YouTube. Most of them St. Mary's fans. Thank you for joining. Snap is away. Another handoff left side. It's going to be a pretty good chunk gain here. It's stopped before it can get near the marker, however. So they'll try the left side there. And it's getting hard to see the numbers here, Frank Burton Field. They got new lights, but it's pretty dark, save for the inside the 20 in the corners. It's pretty well lit. But once we get to midfield here by Willie the Wildcat, it gets pretty dark. So St. Mary's with 3rd and 7 from their own 24-yard line. Huskies hoping to make a stand. Shotgun. Looking deep downfield, left side. Has a man, overthrows him. So Wilson can't hit down the sideline. That's going to force 4th and 7. Should be a punt from deep in their own territory. We're trying to keep things leveled out here on the camera as we have very little real estate to work with up here in the press box. 4th and 7, back to punt, St. Mary's. Near midfield is the return man for the Huskies. Kick is away. It looks like Steffen's going to watch it bounce. It'll bounce straight up in the air towards the Huskies sideline, and they'll have excellent field position near the 45-yard line. So the Huskies offense getting ready to take over at Frank Verton Field on homecoming night. So good job there by the Huskies making a stand. And as we said before, they have not scored in the third quarter yet this year, and this would be the perfect time to get it going.
Here comes the Husky offense, 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
They'll start from the 45-yard line. 21-0 Breck as we get the score. As the rain starts again. Shotgun for Gilbertson. He'll fake the handoff and he'll keep on the RPO. A little bit of room, not anymore as he's drove into the ground by 2 Saints.
Carry for the Huskies. He's met first by number 28, Bennett Grimm for the Saints. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for the Huskies.
From that movie, never mind. You guys have no idea. It's from the 80s. You wish we kept it for your normal boy.
Aunt Janie's sound checking us. Says we're glitching in and out a little bit, and that's the thing about AM radio is the weather does affect the signals with AM radio. So stay with us, and they're calling for a fumble. The Huskies say that ball is loose. Officials yet to give a signal. Hold your breath. St. Mary's has the football. Huskies were saying they have it. Turns out it's white ball, so an anticlimactic end to this Huskies drive, and they'll have it in Huskies territory. So we're still live on the YouTube feed, radio feed going in and out. So if you catch this on AM 1450, your traditional radio listeners popping a top in your garage, switch it over to the YouTube feed. St. Mary's has the football in a tie ball game. They'll toss it left side. Who else? Beckett Price cuts up the middle, not much room.
Once again, left side this time. He makes his way to the Huskies 45.
Out to the Husky 45-yard line. Under 10 minutes to go already here in the third quarter. Second half moving along. 2-yard gain for Price. He's already over the century mark for rushing yards. Working out of the shotgun. That's been a change we've seen here. They fake the handoff to the fullback. Price to the left side. Breaks 3 tackles. Price is loose, and he'll move the chains. Price with a big gain.
It is good for a Saints first down.
So Price picks up what appears to be about 11 yards. The Saints are threatening here, down to the Wahpeton 36. Fresh set of downs for Bismarck St. Mary's. Shotgun change has worked well for this Saints offense. 2 backs each side. They'll drop back to pass. They're going for the end zone. Ball's at the 10. Great coverage by the Huskies. Cooper Kumo. 2-way dynamo on the outside. He keeps up with Dominic Zander, and Zander's shaken up on the play, nursing his arm. He's going to need to check out for at least 1 snap. So Kumo, blanket coverage, got his head turned around, played it the whole way. It's incomplete. Again, folks, Breckenridge up 21-0. That's also on our YouTube and B92.7 FM. 2nd and 10 from the Huskies 36. Toss play to Price. It's been effective, and it will be again. Price gets through the second line, nearly goes all the way, but Michael Peterson there with a touchdown-saving tackle. Michael Peterson doing everything he can to win this game, but Beckett Price, hard to handle out of that backfield. So Beckett Price keeps gashing the defense here St. Mary's marches near the red zone. They have the ball on the 22-yard line. 7:55 to go in the third, all tied at 14 on your CFI scoreboard, representing Auto Owners. Back to the I formation for St. Mary's. Handoff to the fullback. He's going to get a couple. Turns that one into a 5-yard gain by just putting his head down.
Luke Anderson with the tackle for the Huskies. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
So it's 2nd and 6 after a 4-yard rush inside the red zone. St. Mary's looks to take the lead here on the Huskies homecoming. Shotgun snap, handoff. Price tackled right away. And it's Michael Peterson. Michael Peterson having a big day on both sides of the ball.
Michael Peterson.
3rd and 5. Bismarck St. Mary's down to the 17-yard line of the Huskies. The Huskies defense traditionally really good in the red zone. They bend, they don't break. We'll see if they can stay true. Snap is off, toss to the right side, flag in the backfield. They're going to blow it dead. Should be a procedure on the Saints. Again, for you folks listening on AM 1450, we got our engineer looking at the radio feed. We are live on KBMW News Live YouTube, as that does not affect the call over the YouTube channel. So we're going to get a man lined up in the neutral zone. That'll march the Saints back 5 yards.
3rd and 9 for St. Mary's. Ball spotted at the 21 of the Huskies.
That moves them out of the red zone. 3rd and 9. So a crucial mistake in a tie ball game. We'll see if they go back to the air. Play action. Looking right side. They'll go to the end zone. They've got a man. He falls backwards. He hauls it in. Touchdown. Tommy Wilson to Brady Ruggles in the corner of the end zone. He catches it falling to the seat of his pants, and the Saints go marching in. 20-14, Bismarck St. Mary's on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. So it looked like it might have been defensive PI, but it didn't matter, as Ruggles, with the sure hands, catches it in the end zone, and the Saints clap back. And the Huskies, who have yet to score in the third quarter this season, have just 6.5 minutes to tie this ball game up. Extra point coming up. It is the lefty kicker, Asher Coughlin. He buries it through, a 7-point lead for St. Mary's. Saints 21, Huskies 14 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on KBMW News Live YouTube.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
Superior Builders is a proud sponsor of tonight's Breckenridge baseball game. Brian Bernades and his team of building pros are ready to meet your needs. Superior Builders of Wahpeton has served farmers, ranchers, commercial businesses, and home builders throughout North Dakota since 2005. With a focus on providing economical, durable, and aesthetically...
We'll get back to the Superior Builders ad after the kickoff here, folks. Huskies fall down 21-14. After a 21-yard touchdown pass. That's the first touchdown pass of the season for Bismarck St. Mary's. Kick is away, and it's into the end zone. So all Steffens can do is watch, and the Huskies will start from the 20-yard line.
Coming up next, Husky offense, 1st and 10.
21-14, Huskies looking for their first score in the third quarter this season. All tied up at halftime at 14. St. Mary's marches down after the Wahpeton fumble. So Gilbertson would lead the Huskies offense back out onto the field. Gilbertson out of the shotgun. Peterson left side backfield. They're going to pass. Once again, it's Kumo. Kumo with a good first step after the catch. That one will go for 12 yards. So Gilbertson's first completion of the second half. Kumo's 5th catch of the game, and he's at 60 receiving yards. Huskies move the chains. Kumo's been so good on that left side in the curl flat area. Caught that one, turned the corner real quick to pick up some extra yards. Kumo in motion. Moves to the near side, 2 wide with Barth. Leaves Steffens all alone. He's going to scurry back to the right side and join Steffens. Peterson left side of the backfield, shotgun formation. 6 on the play clock. Snap to Gilbertson. He'll strike Barth. Barth breaks a tackle, and Barth with a nice gain. 11-yard reception. Gilbertson, great release time so far on this drive. 2 for 2, 23 yards passing. Barth with his first catch of the ball game. Peterson getting it out in a hurry and giving his receivers a chance to turn a short snag into a catch and run. Ball up to the 43-yard line. 2 high, 1 low for the wideouts. Gilbertson in the backfield. Gilbertson with another quick out. It's Barth again. This time he's met quickly. That's good for about 5 yards. They'll mark it as 4. So he looks Caden Barth's way, back-to-back plays. Barth up to 15 receiving yards on this drive. Cowboys up 28-0 now in Wadena. That gives them 70 points in their last 6 quarters. 3 wide for the Huskies. Peterson the lone back once again. They're going to pass it out this time to Kumo. In between double coverage, a dime from Gilbertson, and once again Kumo turns on the turbos and turns it into a big gain. 17-yard completion from Gilbertson to Kumo. Double coverage in the zone, and Gilbertson threaded the needle to Kumo, who's been his favorite target tonight. Huskies have the ball at the 36. Shotgun to Gilbertson. Hand off to Peterson. He'll start left and cut back to the right, and he gets a decent gain out of it, about 3 yards. So it looks like they'll give him 3 on that play. 2nd and 7. Zach Richter on the tackle. And aside from Peterson's 21-yard run, he's only had 2 other carries that have went for 10 or more. Ball in the Bismarck 33. Huskies looking to tie this game up. Gilbertson, RPO. Tries the right side, sheds a tackle, throws a stiff arm. Tries to hurdle over the tackler, but hanging on for dear life. Looks like number 6, Reeve Honeyman. So Reeve Honeyman just won't let Gilbertson go. And it's only going to be a pickup of about 3. About 2. So 3rd and 5 for the Wahpeton Huskies, trailing 21-14, 3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Gilbertson out of the shotgun, 2 wide. Heavy load on the offensive line. RPO, Gilbertson will keep it, try the left side. He runs into his own blocker, and he's hit low, short of the line to gain. Looks like the tackle there was made by Zach Richter again, so back-to-back plays by Richter and the St. Mary's defense. So that'll bring up 4th and 2. Under 3 to go in the 3rd quarter. Huskies trail by 7. Caden Barth is the lone wideout on the near side. Steffens and Kumo up high. Huskies need 2 to keep this drive going. 10 on the play clock. Peterson shifts to the right side of the backfield. Gilbertson will roll to his left. He's looking deep. He's in trouble. He's going to try to find a man. It's Kumo. It is tipped away by the secondary. So a turnover on downs for the Huskies will give the football back to St. Mary's. and they'll have a chance to extend the lead to 2 scores. 4th and 2, Gilbertson rolled left. There was nothing doing. Pretty nice pass to Kumo, but he was flanked by 3 St. Mary's defenders in the secondary, and one of them got their gloves on it. So the Huskies turn it over, and the Huskies have went quiet once again in the third quarter. Snap is away. It's going to be another run play. This time, the Huskies are going to give up about 6. Shout out to our engineer, Roman, able to get the issue fixed on KBMW. Not sure what the issue is. We had it about twice this week already. Once on B92.7 and once on KBMW. So 21-14, St. Mary's. Richter gets the carries for the Saints. 6-yard rumble. And we hit the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Shotgun snap, handoff. This time Price. He's swallowed up. Maybe a half-yard gain for Price.
This time carried by Beckett Price. He's brought down quickly by number 5, Keith Barton for the Huskies.
So under 2 minutes to go. Huskies on their back foot here in the third quarter. 21-14 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Bismarck St. Mary's eating up some clock here. 15 on the play clock, $1:20 to go in the third. They'll go under center out of the eye. Huskies creeping up, stacking the box. Outside, and Peterson gets moved out of the play. That leaves a big rushing lane for Price, and Price is knocked out of bounds at the 48 of the Huskies. So Peterson had the angle on the edge, but a good job with a kick-out block, and St. Mary's picks up a first down. No answer for Beckett Price tonight in this Huskies defense, and that has been the Achilles heel. Beckett Price, they're going to move it back to the 50, so St. Mary's has the ball at midfield with a 7-point lead, final minute of the third quarter. Handoff, right side, hitting the backfield, and he's going to fall forward for some yardage there. So Richter looked like he was going to be stuck with a loss of 2 or 3, but he bounces off, falls forward for a gain of 1, brings up 2nd and 9 into Huskies territory.
Luke Anderson, the trained kicking team up for that tackle.
Nearing the 30-second mark here of the third quarter, Wahpeton trying to come up with a splash play on defense, but St. Mary's is just playing some smash-mouth football on the ground. They'll pass. They're looking for the big hitter, left side, going deep. He's got a man. It is caught at the 15, at the 10, drugged down inside the 5. Drugged down at about the 9, actually, is where they'll mark him down.
And he makes his way inside the 10-yard line.
Big play, big pass there from Thomas Wilson, and he has had nothing going for him in the passing game this year. Well, tonight, he looks like a brand new quarterback. 15 seconds to go inside the red zone in the third quarter. St. Mary's has Wahpeton in trouble. Ball at the 9. St. Mary's will take it to the end of the quarter. 21-14 Huskies trying to make a stand inside the red zone as we hit the fourth quarter. They trail on homecoming. You're listening to Wahpeton Football on KBMW and AM 1450, KBMW News Live YouTube.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wahpeton, representing Auto Owners Insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wahpeton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
Is insurance just a monthly payment to you? If so, remember why it's really there. To protect the life you love. Choose a company that sees you more than a policy number. When you work with a Country Financial rep, you get more out of your insurance. More personalized home and car coverage to protect what matters most to you. More guidance without all the industry jargon. And more confidence that a real person.
We'll get back to our podcast sponsor, Casey Formanek, in just a second because we are in the red zone. Bismarck St. Mary's marching down to the Wahpeton 9-yard line. He'll hand it off up the gut, spinning down inside the 3-yard line. Zach Richter. So Richter providing a little bit of a power punch here out of the backfield to spell Beckett Price, the lead back. And Bismarck St. Mary's is 3 yards away from pay dirt. Tackle made by Braden Steffens. The Huskies are going to have to dig deep here or fall behind by 2 scores. Two backs in the backfield working out of the shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Richter. He'll try the right side. Still on his feet. Knocked down across the goal line. So Richter didn't look like he was anywhere near the goal line. Must have reached the ball out. That's good for 6. Bismarck St. Mary's in total control here to start the fourth quarter. They take a 27-14 lead. Out to attempt the extra point. (27-14). Nearly blocked, might have forced it wide right, and it went through, just snuck inside the goalpost, and it is 28-14 Bismarck St. Mary's. 22 unanswered points from the Saints, and Wahpeton trails by 14 on homecoming night. 11:16 to go in the ball game. We'll be back in 30 on AM 1450 KBMW.
Will show up if something goes wrong. I'm Casey Formanek, your country rep here in the Wahpeton area. I care about people in this community, and I'll take the time to get to know you so I can help protect you and your family. Call me at 701-353-6071 to experience more. Again, that's 701-353-6071.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Huskies set to receive the kick. They have allowed 22 unanswered points. They trail 28-14 in this homecoming game against Bismarck St. Mary's. I'm Robert Wanick on KBMW News Live YouTube. And Breckenridge Cowboys, last I checked, up 28-0. So just rolling along with that 3-0 record at Wadena. Kick is away. It's going to be another deep one. And Steffens will let it bounce at the 5 into the end zone. Huskies will start at the 20-yard line. Tough night for the Huskies, minus some big splash plays from Gilbertson to Steffens through the air. So Wahpeton will take over, led by Jack Gilbertson. Wahpeton with the one turnover, a fumble they coughed up near midfield, and it proved costly as Bismarck took the lead on the ensuing drive. Wahpeton will get it over at the left hash here, far side from the press box. Gilbertson out of the shotgun. Snap is off. RPO, Gilbertson keeps. Gilbertson to the right side, little stiff arm, running strong, nearly picks up a first down. So the RPO is great, but with Wahpeton down 2 scores and into the fourth quarter now, you wonder when Gilbertson's going to let one uncork downfield to his big play threat, Braden Steffens. Brings up 2nd and 1 for the Huskies. Shotgun 2 wide, Peterson in the backfield. RPO again, Gilbertson keeps, right side, he's got room, shakes a tackler, cuts it upfield to the 39-yard line. So Gilbertson, 20 yards on the last 2 carries.
Assisting him, Zach Richter, number 8.
It's been the best offensive threat for Wahpeton tonight, where Gilbertson tucks it to Peterson, then he keeps it himself. Everybody follows Peterson, even though we're in a passing situation with the scoreboard. Still keeping an eye on Matt Peterson. Shotgun snap. Gilbertson rolls left, evades the sack. Looking downfield. And it's intercepted. Nobody in the area. Picked off, sliding down at the 48-yard line. Interception by number 15, Jacoby Grimm, and maybe some miscommunication there by the Huskies. 3 Huskies, they were all in a different area code, and that ball went right to the St. Mary's Saints. So Huskies' second turnover of the second half. Bismarck has the ball back now, up 28-14, 10 minutes to play. So Wahpeton needs to figure out a way to stop Beckett Price in this run game, which has really opened up the passing game for a non-passing team, as they've had some huge gains through the air. This time they'll give it to Richter. Richter stacked up for no gain. So there's a start for Wahpeton, as they've been giving up positive yardage for most of the second half. Michael Peterson in there again. We don't have defensive numbers tonight, but undoubtedly the leading tackler for this Husky squad. So 2nd and 10 as we go under 10 on the clock. Wahpeton down by 2 scores. Thomas Wilson leads the offense to the line. I formation. Toss play, left side. Nice cut by Price. Price is going to outrun the defensive line and get it all the way down to the Huskies' 42-yard line. So another first down from Price. Price has been the player of the game so far. Trying to win the Saints their first game of the season. So 1st and 10 for the Saints. They're going to run it with the fullback, Richter. Richter sheds a tackle, and he might go. Tracked down at the 5 and brought down for good at the 5. So Richter, the fullback, just carrying Huskies along with him. And it just went from bad to worse for Wahpeton. 1st and goal inside the Red E red zone. The Huskies wearing down on defense here after a very promising start. They led this game 14-6. First and goal from the 5 for Bismarck St. Mary's. I formation. Hand off to the fullback, Richter. He's caught in the backfield. Doesn't matter. He breaks free, and he's down at the 1. Richter lassoed around the waist right when he got the handoff, but somehow the Huskies unable to take him down, and they're 12 inches away from a touchdown.
2nd and inches.
They'll mark him down inside the 1. The Huskies, they got to try their darndest to punch this one out here. They need a turnover in a bad way. 28-14, Bismarck St. Mary's on the half-yard line. Looks like the ball might be loose. There's a fight for it on the ground. Who has it? This will either be a touchdown or a turnover. And Bismarck St. Mary's looks pretty confident that they just fumbled their way into the end zone. Huskies look dejected. Bismarck St. Mary's excited. And we get the signal. So the Huskies do force a fumble on the half-yard line. And the way the second half has went, bounces right into the arms of Bismarck St. Mary's. Ouch. 34-14, Bismarck St. Mary's. Looked like a broken play on that one. Ball came loose. Bismarck St. Mary's jumps on it. 34-14, extra point coming up. And Peterson blocks the extra point. So Michael Peterson continues a great night on both sides of the ball. 34-14, Bismarck St. Mary's, and the Huskies have 7 minutes and 25 seconds for a homecoming miracle to happen. We'll be back in 60 seconds on AM 1450 KBMW.
A remodel, addition, or new construction resembles a puzzle. You look at the edges, the colors, and what you envision as a finished work of art. Showplace Cabinetry, available at Dakota Cabinetry, can help you worry about one last piece of the puzzle. Do you have a picture in mind? Dakota Cabinetry can make your next project complete by offering countertops, custom tile backsplashes, custom tile showers, and flooring too. Stop by our showroom located at 898 8th Avenue South in Wahpeton, or call 642-2100 to check out Showplace Cabinetry.
So Wahpeton, who once led this homecoming game 14-6, they now trail 34-14, yet to score in the third quarter this season. They had 7 points in the second half last week, shutout so far in this one. Kick is away, they'll squib it to the back row, taken by Barth. Barth will try the left side, gets a block from his fellow return man, Steffens, but he's swallowed up by a sea of white jerseys.
Where he's brought down by number 84 for the St. Mary Saints.
So the Saints with great kick coverage there. And the Huskies will start this drive from their 26-yard line. Gilbertson's last drive ended with a pick, and they'll surely ask him to pass to move the chains on this drive, trailing by 20. Final 7 minutes. Snap is low to Gilbertson. They'll hand it off to Peterson. Peterson is swallowed alive in the backfield.
Michael Peterson is stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like he's going to lose one.
First on the contact for the Saints, Asher Coughlin.
Asher Coughlin making the first hit there for the line. So we go under 7 minutes in this ball game.
Second down and a long 10.
Two wide high, one man on the low side of your screen. Gilbertson, he's just going to keep it, and he slips for a 1-yard gain. So I'm not sure if that was designed or not. They cleared everybody out, had 3 wide. Gilbertson dropped back, planted his foot in the 3-step drop, took off running, slipped at the line of scrimmage. So we'll have 3rd and 10. .6:17 to go, 3rd down for the Huskies. They've been unable to move the football off the 26-yard line. Gilbertson drops back. Gilbertson under pressure. 3 men chasing him. He gets a little window to throw. He'll go to the sideline. Nearly picked off on 3rd and 10, looking for Steffens. So the Huskies will have 4th and 10, and you're down by 20 with 6 minutes left. Can you really afford to go for it at your own 26? Well, you can't afford to punt it either. Time not on your side, so we'll see what they do here. See if they'll take their chances with the turnover. 4 wide. They are balanced. Peterson in the backfield. Snap is off. Gilbertson. He'll go deep down the sideline. Steffens in between coverage. It's a fight for the football. Is it an interception or a reception? It is another pick, this time by Jacoby Grimm. If my memory serves me correct, he's got both of the interceptions. He does. So back-to-back drives with a Grimm interception, and that's a grim outcome to this as the rain starts pouring down. 34-14, Bismarck St. Mary's takes the ball back. A jump ball just a bit too far for Steffens. As he had a little landing zone between the safety and the cornerback, but that football sailed all the way to the strong safety, and Grimm able to haul it in and wrestle it away from Steffens as they both fought for the football. So Bismarck St. Mary's has really turned it on here in the second half. They've got a chance to ground and pound this clock down. Handoff is away. Tackle made by Barth. Gain of 2 for St. Mary's. So Peterson and Barth collect that tackles. Peterson continues to rack up the tackle numbers tonight. So 2nd and 8. 5:20 to go in the ball game. Another handoff from St. Mary's. A lot of room before anybody can even make contact. It looks like that'll be a 5-yard run. So the Huskies hanging on to their timeouts. They got 3 left. They are down by 3 touchdowns. We go under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Bismarck St. Mary's going to run the play clock down as far as they can. They have it at 11 as they break the huddle. 3rd and 4, a first down here could effectively ice the game. Handoff once again, outside, lots of running room, but wrapped up from behind, just short of the marker. That time they switch it up. They give Noah Schmidt his first carry of the game. And Michael Peterson coming out of a dark alley to get him from behind there. And it's going to be 4th and 1. So if there's anything to take away positive for the Huskies here, it's that Michael Peterson, not only is he your bell cow back, but he is your go-to linebacker. He has proven that the last 2 weeks. 9 tackles last week. He's got to have at least 10 tonight. 4th and 1. This is the ball game. 34-14 St. Mary's. They have the football. Handoff. And they're going to get a yard as they fall forward. Back-to-back carries for Noah Schmidt. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That'll do it. 3:50 to go. Huskies trail by 20. Peterson gets another tackle. So usually we get stats for these games on Sunday, and then we get a story out Sunday night on kbmwnews.com, and it'll be interesting to see Peterson's tackle numbers from this. 3:30 and counting. Bismarck St. Mary's on the Wahpeton side of the field. Handoff up the gut. Falling backwards. Picking up about 4 yards. It's getting really dark here with a little mist of rain as we'll try to get you the number. 22 that time. That was Kobe Hollenbeck. So some of the backfield backups getting a little run here. And I left my rain jacket in the car because it stopped when I got here, so could be a tough trip downstairs with my 500 pounds of gear. And like I said, I'm the only one running and carrying all the equipment here as we are balling on a budget tonight. 2:50 remaining as fans start to empty. We're going to get a timeout. We'll take one with them. This one is in the bag as Bismarck St. Mary's leads 34-14. 2:39 to go in the ball game. Wahpeton led this game 14-6. It was tied at halftime, and it is 28-0 St. Mary's after the break. You're listening to Huskies football on AM 1450 KBMW and watching on KBMW News Live YouTube.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
St. Mary's is taking control, and they're about to get their first win of the season. Huskies look like they're going to move to 0-4 on the campaign. The equipment's starting to get wet up here. 2nd and 7, 2:39 to go. And there's a tackle for loss by the Huskies. Big play in the backfield this time made by number 75, Preston Dahl. 5'6", 198 junior.
75 for the Huskies making the tackle. Preston Dolly.
Preston Dolly.
3rd and 10.
So 3rd down and 10. So we're going to get a timeout by Wahpeton. Too many guys on the field, so to avoid the flag, they'll burn one. We'll take one with them. 34-14 St. Mary's. Final 2 minutes of Husky homecoming.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between.
All right, folks, no post-game show tonight because our equipment is soaked. So our video switcher is taking on some water. We're going to get another carry for Bismarck St. Mary's, and that's been the MO, just pounded up the middle in the second half. We go under 2 minutes here. Huskies, not a whole lot of chances to possess the football in the second half, and they have a fumble and 2 interceptions, and that's all she wrote. As we'll quickly try to dry off our switcher here because these things aren't cheap, and they basically run our entire video stream. Michael Peterson, a big game on defense. They really slowed him down in the run game after a 61-yard first half, and they also snuffed out a couple big plays in the pass game with interceptions in half number 2. St. Mary's trying to tack one on at the end of the game, and they'll hand it off. Roped from behind. Nice play there off the edge. Tackle made by, looks like number 82 of the Huskies. Keller Hertz Barnett. Excuse me. Braxton Mickelson. So Braxton Mickelson in on the action, a 6'2", 180 junior. Minute 12 left. Huskies going to run in some subs here. So we'll get a clean swap for a large number of players, and the bench will clear. Huskies conceding this one down by 20 in the final 62 seconds. Huskies with a new look lineup out there for the final minute or so. Huskies have the football. So they do get the snap off. They'll hand it to the right side. Not much there. 3 Saints stack it up.
Huskies carry to the right side. They're stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Hand off to Carter Oswald for no gain. A 5'6", 153 sophomore. So they try the right side with Oswald. We go under a minute. Huskies out of the shotgun, 40 seconds to play. Hand off to the left side, and that one's going to go backwards. That handoff to Austin Fensky, a 6', 160 sophomore. So the Huskies going backwards on their final drive here.
That's Keller Hertz Burnett.
Keller Hertz Burnett with the tackle. Looks like they'll try to get one more play in. 13 seconds on the game clock. So now we go under 10. Huskies to the line. Out of the shotgun. Field is soaked once again here. They'll hand it off to Fensky, it looks like. And Fensky stacked up for a loss of about 4, and that'll do it. So 34-14, what started off as a promising homecoming night. Wahpeton 14-6 lead, and then they tied up a halftime 14-all, and Bismarck St. Mary's proceeds to score 20 unanswered in the second half. to spoil the Huskies' homecoming. Once again, folks, no post-game show tonight. We got to dry off the video equipment as we're taking on water here in the press box. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Huskies will try to get their first win of the season next week. I believe they will travel to Central Cass for that game, and you guys will be in for a treat because you'll have an announcer on the feed that is much better than me, as Brad Anderson, the voice of the NDSCS Wildcats, best in the biz, really. He'll have the radio call on AM 1450 KBMW, and I'll be over in Breckenridge as a big rivalry game takes place between Otter Tail Central and Breckenridge. That will have section playoff implications in 6A. Let's get you the Breckenridge Cowboys score quick before we hop off the air. One more time with the final here, 34-14. And the Cowboys, they're up in the third quarter, 35-0, so they'll be moving to 4-0. Thanks for watching the game tonight, folks. Gilbertson with a touchdown pass and a rushing touchdown for the Huskies. And that's all the scoring. Peterson with a big first half, 61 yards, bottled up after the break. And a good night for Cooper Kumo. Let's note that. Kumo with 6 receptions on the day, and he goes for 77 yards. So Kumo puts up 77 receiving yards unofficially, leads the Huskies, and 54 yards and a touchdown for Steffens. Notably, Steffens held without a catch in the second half, but he is up to 4 touchdowns through as many weeks. This has been a presentation of AM 1450 KBMW, a rain-filled affair up in the press box on AM 1450 and KBMW News Live YouTube. Wildcat football tomorrow, Highway 210 border battle on B92.7 in Fergus Falls. 1:15 pregame, 1:30 kickoff with Brad Anderson, the voice of the Wildcats. And then next Friday we will have Breck football as they take on Otter Tail Central at home. Always a great game against the Bulldogs. And Wahpeton football, Brad Anderson carrying you through the call on AM 1450 from Central Cass. Have a great night, everybody.
Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.